Welcome back to Genk in Belgium for the final round of the European Championships for 2015 for the KZ and KZ2 categories. You can see the karts being wheeled out onto the circuit, the drivers making their way out onto the main straight. In a few moments' time, we will form up for the final time for the Euro Champs for 2015. You're looking at the kart of Stan Pex alongside 348 Tony Kart of Alexander Schmitz. They start on the front row of the grid, but neither of these two drivers are in contention for the title. It will come down to a race of two. The Spaniard, Pedro Hildbrand from CRG, who leads coming into this final round in Genk, and the Swede, Joel Johansson for Energy Course, who will start out of grid number 3. Joel has finished runner-up in the European Championship twice, but he's desperate to take the title here in 23 laps time. We caught up with Joel just a few moments ago to get his thoughts coming into this, the championship decider. We are here with Joel Johansson driving the Energy Course racing car. Joel, second in the European Championship twice. You're desperate to win the series in 2015.
Yeah, this year is supposed to be mine. I really hope for this year, and I will do everything I can for take the win this time, really.
Well, you are second coming into the final round here in Genk, Belgium. You've had a good run in the heat so far. How do you feel going into the final?
I feel confident. This track is one of my favorites. I like it, and we are always very competitive in this track. I think for tomorrow we have a good chance, really good chance.
The kart, the engine, the equipment, it's all up to speed?
Yeah, the equipment is okay. Only the driver needs to be in shape, and tomorrow we are, for sure.
Joel Johansson from Sweden, driving the Energy Course kart. Good luck for the final later this afternoon.
Thank you, I could need it.
Well, that was the man who can win the title. Pedro Hildbrand, he wasn't really in a talking mood earlier, and that's because he had a big crash in one of the heats. He finished 4th and 5th. He had a big coming together with the German, Tom Lorkowski, in one of the heats yesterday. Interestingly, they start almost alongside each other on the grid. Furthermore, Pedro Hildbrand is way back. Let's have a look. He's on grid number 14. So we look at the pole sitter, Stan Pex, who won the pre-final in dominant fashion this morning. So we will look out for kart number 321, Pedro Hildbrand, the CRG. So we look at Alexander Schmitz, the German, who's been in brilliant form this weekend, driving for the KSM racing team out of Germany. KSM Racing, formerly Kaiser, Schumacher and Merchow, the team now owned and run by Ralf Schumacher, here at the circuit overseeing his driver. 304, Joel Johansson, we just heard from him. He starts out of grid number 3. He could win the title in 23 laps time. Coming into this final round, Pedro Hildbrand, the Spaniard, was on 52 points. Joel Johansson was on 35. We thought the Spaniard virtually had this race in the bag, but he has not had a good weekend. Joel Johansson, he's cruised through the heats. He took a couple of heat wins, I think a third. He finished third in the pre-final in the wet this morning. He's looking good for the title. Pedro Hildbrand is armed with a Maxter-powered CRG from grid 14. We will bring you the virtual championship update as the race goes on to see who is going to win the title if the race were to end as it stood on that particular lap. So we'll bring you updates throughout this 23-lap final. Pex and Schmitz, they're not worried about the championship. They're not in contention. They're here for a race, a round win, the final round of the European Championships here at Genk. You can see the grid girls have departed the circuit. So we're only just a few minutes away from these 125cc engines, which boast near enough to 50 horsepower before they fire into life. We will be underway with 2 formation laps, then a standing start, an F1 GP style, 4 lights out, and then they will go up through the gearbox and be racing for the first of 23 laps here at Genk in Belgium. The mechanic in the green top, you can see to the right of your screen, is the 4-time world champion Alessandro Piccini, who jumps into life to push his boy Alessio Piccini away as the engines fire up. without incident. 34 carts to take the green light. The championship is on the line here in Genk. We started at Naples in Italy at the foot of Mount Vesuvius before moving to the windswept plains of Spain, Zuera, the fastest circuit on the calendar, before concluding here in Genk. The pole sitter is Stan Penx, alongside Alexander Schmitz. The championship contender Joel Johansson out of 3 alongside Mike Sibeke, Jorge Pescadore with Luca Corberi alongside. Then we go to Lorenzo Complesi and Pepin Stayman. Look at grid number 14, Pedro Hilbrand, the driver who can claim the title. It will be won by either a CRG or an energy kart. As we mentioned in the pre-final, there is severe tension in the air here between these two teams. The energy course team from Bergamo in northern Italy. CRG located only a couple of 100 k's away near Lake Garda. To say it's been tense between these two racing teams is an understatement. They both desperately want to win the title. Of course, CRG won the World Championship here they won it 2 years ago with their driver who is here. That's Max Verstappen. He'll be doing the podium presentations later on this afternoon. Energy Course have not yet won a World Championship, but they've won something like 12 European Championships. They're desperate to make that 13 this afternoon. Stan Penx in the Intrepid kart warms up those tyres, the LeConte tyres. French tyre manufacturer supplying tyres to all of the karts here this weekend. In the KZ2 class, of course, that is. Bridgestone, the tyre of choice for the KZ category. This is the back straight now. Stan Penx, number 312. Alexander Schmitz alongside. The tension is building, the crowd is building here at Genk in Belgium. Fortunately, the showers have passed. The track is dry. They had a wet pre-final. Those wet tyres are, metaphorically speaking, in the rubbish bin. We're ready to go racing. I can see that Jorge Pescadore is signalling to his mechanic that he has some sort of problem. He is still rolling up. In the number 311 Parilla powered Praga. He will start out at grid number 5. He's coming past. He's looking at his mechanic. They do not have two-way radio systems, but he's not happy with something. Does a final practice start. Will pull into position. Stan Penx is already on pole position. He's ready to go. This is the championship decider for 2015. It is a battle between Energy Karts and CRG. Joel Johansson versus Pedro Hilbrand. There is a race on the line, but there is a title to be decided here at Genk in Belgium this afternoon. You are watching all the action live right here on CIKFIA.tv. We are getting ready to go racing when the green flag flies at the back of the grid, which is right now. We are only seconds away from the start. 23 laps remain in the European Championship for 2015. We go racing. It is Penx versus Schmitz off the line. It looks like Johansson's going to slot into 4th spot. Let's look out for Pedro Hilbrand back in the field as the field run off wide. They've all made it through relatively cleanly. But it's going to be the local boy, Stan Penx, who will lead lap number 1 from 2 Germans. Alexander Schmitz. Mike Sibeke has made a brilliant start. He's now in position number 3, and then it's Johansson. So they go down through the chicane for the first of 23 times here today at Genk. Stan Penx, with nothing to lose, has got a break over Alexander Schmitz. The field slot through down in front of the grandstand, which is getting quite full, as you can see, for this championship decider. Penx. This is the pit corner for the first time. Then it's Schmitz. Johansson, a tighter lines. They come on to the start-finish straight. The order is Penx, Schmitz, Sibeke, Johansson, Complesi, Corberi, Babington. Let's look out for Hilbrand. He's lost 2 places off the start. We can see he's down in position number 16. He will not win the title from there. We will bring you a virtual championship update as the race goes on. We watch Sean Babington is in the second of the energy karts. Number 345, flying the flag for the United Arab Emirates, where he spends most of his time these days racing in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. There, look at that. P16, Pedro Hilbrand from Spain. Number 321 for CRG. He's out of contention at the moment. He's got 22 laps to improve on that. Luca Corberti, the Italian's made a great start. He's now up into position number 5 after getting past Lorenzo Camplese. And it's Babington, Alessio Piccini, Alberto Cavaliere, Jorge Pescadore has definitely got a problem because he's dropped 5 places to be in position number 10. Hilbrand still in 16th. We watch the fight for the lead. It's Pex from Schmitz. It won't be too long until Schmitz makes a move, which is right now the German on the inside of the Dutchman. How easy was that? The KSM Racing Team driver, the Tony Kart powered by the Vortex, has gone through into the lead. It is a Tony Kart leading an Intrepid and then a CRG. We bring you the action back live here at Genk in Belgium. Schmitz from Pex lifts the inside rear nicely. There's the championship current leader, Joel Johansson. Luca Corberti's driving a great race. He's in 5th. What about Majek Sibeke? Took pole position at the opening round of the series at Naples in Italy. He's powered by a Modena engine. He's up into 3rd, driving the SRP Racing Kart CRG. It's not an official factory team entry. First official CRG is Pedro Hilbrand, who's still down in position number 16. He cannot win the title there. You can see he's one ahead of Maren Kremers, Enrico Bernardotto, Felice Tiene. Well, if he was going to try and help out his teammate, he ain't going to do much from position 19. Felice Tiene won a couple of heats. He's been really quick all weekend, up until now when it counts. Come across the line, your leader, Alexander Schmitz, with 0.4 of a second over Stan Pex. This is a replay of the lead. Pulled out, Stan Pex locked up those 4-wheel discs under brakes. Schmitz nicely done through into the lead. The Tony Kart leads the Intrepid, leads the CRG. There's Joel Johansson. He will win the title if he can just finish in that position. And Pedro Hilbrand does not come charging up through the field. Well, the field's actually settled down a little bit. We had some pretty spectacular racing in the pre-final. Of course, it was a wet track. Brand new LeConte tyres for all these drivers. Joel Johansson in 4th spot, 2nd in 2010, 2nd in the championship a few years later. Energy Course won the European Championship in the hands of Simas Jurvitsis a couple of years ago. They've won the Euro title something like 12 times. Their team boss, team owner, Michele Panigarda, who himself was 2nd in the European Championships way back in, let me see, something like 1994. Back when he himself, as a driver, was racing Intercontinental A. Still kicks himself that he didn't stand on the top step of the podium that day. The race won by Narcis Callens in a BS car at Gothenburg in Sweden. Corberti has got past this man, Johansson. He's driving a brilliant race. It's now Tony Kart's 1st and 4th. No, it's Tony Kart's 1st and 3rd. Oh, he's gone wide. Luca Corberti had it sideways like a sprint car. Johansson has recovered 4th position. Let's see if Corberti can fight back. He thought about it. Didn't want to lose his nose cone. Slots back into 5th spot. That was a big, big moment for the Italian. Had Johansson passed for 3rd spot, let's have a look at the replay. Up the inside, but locked up those brakes. Watch the back of the cut. The front right's up in the air. How spectacular was that? It was like the dirt speedways in the USA. Luca Corberti has recovered, though. He's back in 5th place, but he's got some serious speed in that Tony Kart, as has your race leader, Alexander Schmitz. We watch Alessio Piccini, son of the 4-time world champion, Alessandro Piccini. Who else would you want as your mechanic but a 4-time world champion in this very category? Alessandro, we just saw him on the pre-grid a few moments ago. His boy Alessio doing a great job behind his Tony Kart teammate. Yeah, running 5th and 6th. Then it's Lorenzo Camplese. Jorge Pescadore from Valencia in Spain has recovered a couple of spots into 8th. Ahead of Andreas Fassberg, the 3rd of the Tony Karts. Official entries, that is. Fastest lap of the race for the first round winner from Denmark. This is the battle for 3rd and 4th and 5th. The bottom step of the podium, but from Joel Johansson's point of view, this is the title on the line. Sibeke, heavily medicated this weekend. He's not feeling the best physically. He didn't qualify so well at all. He said there's nothing wrong with the kart. There's certainly nothing wrong with the modern engine. But he's picked up some sort of virus since the WSK night edition was held just 7 days ago in Adria, or I should say 8 days ago, because it was a Saturday night race at the brilliant new circuit in northern Italy. So he's been to the doctors, he's got some antibiotics into him, but he's driving a brilliant race. The German is in 3rd, but oh no, mate, that 4th. He's been passed by Johansson. Cordberry almost took advantage of that move. That was a brilliant aggressive move from Johansson. We asked him yesterday if he was content just to finish and gain the points for the title. He said no, he wants to win the championship and the race. No such thing as conservatism for the blonde Swede who wants to win this title. He does not want to finish runner-up 3 times. We have a look at the replay. They were 3 wide into the back straight. Cordberry thought about it, but he had to slot back in and hold his time. The crowd is building up on the main straight here and in the grandstand here at Genk, the famous circuit that was built way back in 1983. It was modified in 2007 to its current length of 1,350 metres. Host circuit for the 2011 World Championships, and the circuit that is deciding the KZ2 European Championships in just 13.5 laps time. Stan Pex starting to recover a little bit of ground on Alexander Schmitz. The gap is now down to 0.5 of a second. There's Johansson, back to Sibeke. Cordberry, Piccini, Pescadore, Andreas Fassberg. Rounding out the top 10 is Lorenzo Complesi and Sean Babington. Petro Hiltbrand, where is the championship leader? He is up into position number 11. The sportsmanship warning flag has come out for Sean Babington, the energy kart driver, in position number 10. Pex is getting ever closer to the back of the German. This is a passing opportunity coming up right now, but he's a little bit too far back. Schmitz just works the wheel. Into the final corner. We're coming up to half race distance in a lap or two's time. Schmitz across the line. The gap is 0.25 of a second. Back to Stan Pex. There's the Intrepid kart going through. Of course, a manufacturer that has won the European Championship in the past. Schmitz very ragged over the ripple strip that time. Well, due to make the podium presentation in a few moments' time at the end of this race is none other than Max Verstappen. Who's Max? Well, he's Stan Pex's one of Stan Pex's best friends. Wouldn't that be something else if the Toro Rosso F1 driver would present the winning trophy for this, the final round of the Euro Champs, to his good mate Stan Pex? That's what's going to happen if Stan can hold this position. Alexander Schmitz, speaking of F1, his KSM racing team is now owned by Ralf Schumacher here at the circuit. At most of Euro Championship rounds and pretty much all of the DKM Championship rounds, that's the German Championship. Arguably the strongest national series in the world at the moment. Pex very close to the back of Schmitz. Speaking of the German Championship, they had a round here just a few months ago. Guess who was dominant on that day? Yes, Alexander Schmitz. He took 3 heat wins. He won the pre-final. He did finish 3rd in the final though. but he just had to take that Tony Kart out of the truck, put fuel and air into the tyres, and he was ready to go. He's been on the pace since opening practice in Thursday. Stan Pex, he could drive this track blindfolded. He lives only a few kilometres from Genk here in Belgium. Tighter line that time by Schmitz. Pex is going to get a good run out. In fact, you can see how close he is to the back of the German. Takes a high line. Schmitz lost a little bit of momentum 4 corners ago, and you can see that the Intrepid driver's closed right up on the back of the German. This is a passing opportunity. He's very close to the back of him now. Remember, Stan Pex won the pre-final. We have passed half race distance into the pit corner, up through the gearbox. Is this a passing opportunity now? No. Oh, yes, he is. He left that very, very late. He's gone through on the German. Stan Pex, the local boy, now leads. Alexander Schmitz, the German, is in second spot. And Joel Johansson, the championship leader, sits in third. We thought he'd left his run too late. Schmitz was already turning into the pit hairpin. Stan Pex virtually didn't use the brakes. Let's have a look. He's gone through. They did not touch. There was just millimetres in it. That was just brilliant by the young Dutchman. Schmitz knew he was there. He lost a little bit of momentum half a lap earlier. Stan Pex lined him up about 500 metres before he made the move. He virtually didn't touch the brake pedal. Turned in the inside rear, lifted up. Stan Pex from Holland is your new race leader. Alexander Schmitz is second. Joel Johansson is third. Sibeke is fourth ahead of Jorge Pescador. Pedro Hilbrand, who led the series coming into this final round, is still stuck in position number 11. As it stands in the virtual championship, Joel Johansson will claim the title that he's been desperate to win for the last 5 years. The Swede has just set the fastest lap of the race as Schmitz gets a little bit sideways on the exit of that corner. Johansson is catching the leaders. Down the start-finish straight at 142 kilometres an hour. Schmitz, the gap to the leader. Let's check it for you on the live timing screen. It is 0.3 of a second. The gap back to Johansson from Pex is 1.2 seconds. Then we go back another 1.4 seconds to Sibeke. Hilbrand, not even in the top 10 after being brilliant thus far in 2015. There's Complesi coming through. There's your top 10. In fact, it's actually 9th for the Italian, Lorenzo Complesi, who's left the Formula K team since the last round. Now finds himself driving a Paralin kart. Tighter line that time by Alexander Schmitz. Very, very late under brakes is the German. Look at that, bottom of the screen, Felice Tieni. No surprise to see he set the fastest lap of the race. Won a couple of heats yesterday in very warm conditions here in Belgium, but he's way down in position number 14. His CRG teammate, Pedro Hilbrand, number 321, the max-powered CRG. He's stuck in 11th. He cannot win the title from there. Joel Johansson, he's up into position number 3 and closing on the leaders. There's the virtual championship. Johansson will claim it as it stands. Fasberg, who won the first round in Naples, will finish third in the title if the race were to finish now. We've got 5.5 laps remaining. Schmitz has closed the gap considerably. It's down to 0.2 of a second. Oh, here's the move from the German. He responds in the same way, almost, that Pex took him about 5 laps earlier. Waited almost until Pex had turned in, left his braking very, very late. Very clean move by Alexander Schmitz. He wants to win this, the European Championship decider at Genk in Belgium. Pex has lost about 4 or 5 kart lengths, as you can see as they come through the pit corner. Let's have a look at the replay at the end of the back straight. Nicely done by Alexander Schmitz. Stan Pex gave him racing room. Up over the ripple strip goes the Dutchman. He's 0.2 of a second behind just in that half a lap. But getting bigger and bigger behind them is the Swede, Joel Johansson. He doesn't need to do anything. He just needs to finish third. And the Swede will claim the title for 2015. But he's closing on the leaders. Let's see if he can do anything about claiming a win here today, or will he be content just to take the championship? Behind him, Jorge Pescadore from Valencia in Spain is now up into 4th after dropping back to 10th in the early part of this race. A good lead already, look at that. Schmitz took the lead, retook the lead I should say, a lap ago. Going through the final corner now. The gap was 0.288 of a second. Let's have a look this time around 0.4 of a second, and Joel Johansson's getting very, very big behind them. There's Pedro Hiltbrand. Finally, the Spaniard comes into view. He's stuck there behind the other energy cart of Sean Babington. We mentioned the tension that was between the CRG and the energy course teams here in the paddock. It really hasn't come into play because Joel Johansson is fighting out amongst himself. Pedro Hiltbrand, he's back in position 11. He will not claim the title. Joel Johansson, he wants to get up on the top step of the podium. As it stands, he will be on the podium and he will claim the title if nothing changes for the next 4 laps. You saw the virtual championship standings just a few moments ago. He will win it by 3 points if nothing changes. Alexander Schmitz, he's on track for a European Championship win here at Genk in Belgium. Down through the gearbox, accelerating up the back straight, part of the original circuit here at Genk, when the track was only 960 metres long. Gee, we've seen some amazing battles here in Belgium over the years. Country with a strong motorsport heritage going back to the World Championships that were held just up the road, Nivelles in Belgium, way back in 1980. On that day, Peter de Bruin won the World Championship, ahead of a certain Brazilian named Ayrton, who was second on that day, some 35 years ago. Well, the gap is now out to 0.5, almost 0.6 of a second. Jorge Pescadore, the Spaniard, has just set the fastest lap of the race at 52.639. He's 1/10 of a second faster than your race leader, Alexander Schmitz. Johansson is just 0.4 of a second. You can see on your screen, he's closing in on the local driver, Stan Pex. Schmitz, he's on track to take a victory here. A lap and a half to go for the German. He fully deserves this if he can hold on. There's your championship leader. Chokes that engine. That was interesting. He's getting a little bit concerned. Just covers the airbox. There you can see the virtual championship. He'll take it by 3 points if nothing changes over the next lap and a half. Yes, he just choked the engine, getting a little bit more fuel up into that TM125cc motor. Suggests to me that he's playing this a little bit conservative. He's a lap away from taking the title. Alexander Schmitz is half a lap from taking his first ever CIK European Championship round win for KSM Racing. This has been a brilliant performance by the German. Take nothing away from Stan Pex also. Joel Johansson, can he do it? Pedro Hiltbrand, he's still stuck down in position number 11. He's behind, ironically enough, Sean Babington, but we're in the final corners. Alexander Schmitz is going to claim his first ever European Championship race win. They accelerate up through the gearbox. The checkered flag goes to Alexander Schmitz, but the European champion is Joel Johansson. He is delighted. He comes across the line in 3rd, but takes the title. 11th. There he is, 3-2-1 in the CRG. Commiserations and a brilliant effort all year to Pedro Hiltbrand. The Tony Kart has won the day. The Energy Course Kart has won the series. Wow, what a sensation. What a nail-biter here at Genk in Belgium. There's your race winner, fully deserved, Alexander Schmitz. Mike Sibeke, his countryman, coming up to congratulate him. Schmitz has won and fully deserved to. He won a couple of the heats yesterday. Driving the KSM Racing Vortex-powered Tony Kart, congratulated by the first round winner. So we had Fassberg in the Tony Kart winning the first round. Schmitz The Tony Kart winning the third and final round. But finally, he's done it. The driver from outside Stockholm in Sweden, Joel Johansson, has claimed the title that he's wanted for the last half decade. He has won, unofficially of course, the European Championship for KZ2 for 2015. The karts roll back into Parc Fermé. He is absolutely delighted. You saw him punching the air. Congratulations to the team from Bergamo in Italy, Michele Panigarda's Energy Course Racing team. Schmitz claims the win for KSM Racing. Pex Racing, Stan Pex, finishes second. Joel Johansson will be on the bottom step of the podium, but he won't be concerned about that. He will be absolutely delighted. Never before will you see a driver so delighted to finish third, because he has won the European Championship for 2015. Commiserations once again to Petro Hildebrand. A great effort all season. The number 321 CRG. It just was not his day. The Spaniard finishing in 11th, but second overall in the series. Most of these drivers, their attention almost immediately is going to turn to the World Championship at Le Mans in France on September 13. But for the moment, the day belongs to Energy Course and the Swede, Joel Johansson. No relation to the former Grand Prix driver, Stefan Johansson, also from Sweden. Joel told us that Johansson's a very common name in Sweden. As common as Jones or Smith or, well, Johansson. That's the scene here in Belgium as we take a look at the replay of the highlights. It was Pex off the line. Schmitz, very aggressive start from the German. As we get ready for the podium presentation. Stay with us. We've got some very special guests. None other than a couple of Verstappens. Two-time European champions, both of them. Jos Verstappen won the European Championship way back in 1989 in Intercontinental A. If I'm not mistaken, it was aboard a Rotax-powered Techno. And this is really stretching the memory. I think it was at Valence in France. We go back to the highlights. This was Schmitz fighting with Pex. They put on a great race. There was Corberry getting it sideways. That was the moment of the race indeed. Johansson, Corberry, Maxi Becker. He drove a great race. Stan Pex, we thought the local boy would win it, but German Alexander Schmitz had other ideas. Sibecki would actually go on to finish sixth. Schmitz absolutely delighted, as was Johansson. As they came across the line, there was Petro Hildebrand. It'll be a long trip home to Spain. But the day you won't be able to get the smile off the face of Joel Johansson. There is the virtual championship. Johansson has won it for Energy Karts. Head of Petro Hildebrand, Fassberg, Corberry and Besançonnet. Yeah, just getting back to the podium presentation. That's coming your way in a few moments. The trophies to be presented by, as we say, a couple of Verstappens. The 1989 European ICA champion, Jos. I believe he won that title at Valence in France. And his boy, Max, who currently, as we said, does some publicity work for Red Bull these days. I jest, of course, he is the Toro Rosso F1 team driver. He was also the world champion from 2013 in the KZ category. So that's the scene here in Genk. Stay with us because in just a few moments' time, we will bring you the official presentations, the final round of the KZ2 European Championships coming to you live from Genk in Belgium. We'll be back in just a few moments. Stay with us. Sensational final we've had. So the Red Bull DJ just turns it down for a moment. Thanks very much. What a sensational final we've had here at Genk in Belgium. We'll try and make ourselves heard. Yeah, there we go. We'd like to call the three drivers up to the podium. What a sensational final it's been. In third place, we'll get to the championship in a moment. Third place here today from Sweden for Energy Course, Joel Johansson! In second place, the local boy, Stan Pex. The winner of this, the final round, his first ever CIK European Championship race win from Germany, Alexander Schmitz! And representing the winning team, KSM Racing Tony Kart, welcome to the podium, Ralf Schumacher! We now stand by for the national anthem of Germany. Our podium for KZ2, the final round of the European Championships. I'd like to call on the legendary Mr. Paul Lemons to present the third place trophy to Joel Johansson. To present the second place trophy, Mr. Johan Scheppers. To present the winning trophy to Alexander Schmitz. Let's hear it for this boy, the 2013 World Champion, Max Verstappen, presenting the winning trophy to Alexander Schmitz. And, isn't this ironic, to present the trophy to the winning team, Mr. Jos Verstappen, 1989 European karting champion, to present the trophy to Ralf Schumacher, representing KSM Racing Tony Kart. Ask the girls to present the flowers to each of the drivers and the team represented here today. We'll step in here for a quick word. Joel, let's put the championship aside for a moment. You did come third today. How do you feel?
I feel fantastic. It's the best day of my life, I think. We've worked so hard for this. The team, me, the people around, all the effort we put in this, and today we make it. It's fantastic.
Congratulations. You are finally the European champion for 2015.
Yeah, finally. It's unbelievable. I don't know, I can't say anything. It's just the best day.
Congratulations, Joel. Stan Pex, a brilliant win in the pre-final this morning here on your home circuit. A great weekend, second overall here.
Yeah, and we start the weekend really good. On Friday, we were every time the fastest. We had the pole position on Friday. And the heats, I was all the time second. and now the pre-final win and the final in second. So I'm very happy.
Congratulations, Stan. And from Germany, KSM Racing Tony Kart, Alexander Schmitz. Surely this is the biggest win of your career so far. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's the first big victory for me, the first big international victory, and I'm super happy. I didn't expect to win when I came here, but I can't explain how happy I am. It's the best weekend I've ever had.
Congratulations, Alex. You had fantastic speed over all the weekend.
Thank you.
Our podium for KZ2, the European Championship decider here at Genk in Belgium.